Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp's online techniques class. Today's technique is called Faux Tile with Grout. Now to do this technique you need a paper that is pretty much square because you want to cut it to make your tiles, you want them all the same size. So I'm starting with a piece that is 3 by 3, I believe. Let me look. Yep, 3 by 3. And then I'm using this leaf from the Wonderful stamp set and Tangerine Tangle ink. So I'm going to ink up that leaf. And I'm going to just stamp that on this very vanilla square. That was down a little farther, but get the idea. And next you're going to want to bring in your cutter. Now this is the new Stampin' Up! Cutter, and this is sweet. Some of the things are is you have a little lock, so this will lock in place for moving it. Your scoring blade and cutting blade both stay on at all times because whichever one you want to use will stay out of the way. It has a little foot here that comes out and locks into place. It also has a little foot to set it down so that it will stay straight and even. And it has a little compartment underneath for storing things. So I'm going to unlock this so I have my... And then what I want to do is I want to cut this in even squares. So I'm going to cut this at 1 inch. So one of the things you're going to want to do, because you're going to be putting this together like a puzzle, you want to make sure that you keep all your pieces where they belong, or it's a little harder to put together. And then we're going to cut these into squares. Now I have this other piece that I'm going to start laying my squares on so that I know which way they have to go. So this will make it much easier to assemble if I keep all my little papers and my squares where they need to go. So these are all little 1 inch by 1 inch squares. One thing I did do on my card sample that I forgot to do on this was I sponged the edges, which kind of helps because then like a puzzle you can do all the outside edges. But you can see how they're all cut in little squares. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take each little square and you either use a glue stick or really cover the back good with your adhesive, because we are going to emboss on this. So you need to start placing them. And this square that I'm sticking them to, the Very Vanilla, is just 1/4 of an inch bigger than the one I cut up. Now if you want your grout to be a colored grout, then your square would be a different color. Like if I wanted my grout to be gray, this piece here would be gray. But in this case my grout is going to be the Very Vanilla. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to stick all those together with your little grout line shown in between until you have them all stuck down and they look like that. You can see I sponged the edge. So then once you have it all stuck down, you're going to take your Versamark ink and you're going to smush it over the top. And then you're going to take the clear embossing powder block of something in there. And then you're going to heat emboss that. 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 And I just stay in that one area until I see it start to melt. Takes a few minutes for the gun to get hot. There it's going. And you want to melt that all in. So now this technique is your faux tile with grout, and it's a glaze tile. When you emboss with a clear embossing powder, it makes it like a glassy glaze tile. And like I said, if you used another color for your grout, it would make the tiles pop all that much more. But I just wanted a nice subtle tile. I think that looks good. There, now can you see it looks like tile? It's shiny. So now I'm going to show you how I put this on a card. The base of my card was the basic gray. And then I came in with a piece of Tangerine Tango. Stick that on my gray here. And then I have some designer series paper. This is from the Houndstooth and Scary Bones, I think it's called. It's in the mini catalog. So not just for Halloween. I really like this print. This is a very pretty, I like the color combination. So there's that, and then I came, and because we emboss, you want to make sure you cover it very good with adhesive all the way around. And then that's going to go on the top like that. Then I just punched a modern label punch, and that's going to go at the bottom. And then I have the Happy Anniversary from Teeny Tiny Wishes. And I'm just going to stamp that. Punch that out with the word window punch. Stick that on the modern label punch. And now I have it ready for my technique page. Here's my technique page, Faux Tile with Grout. Go ahead and stick that on there. And here is my finished card. Now on my card, what I did was I popped this up with dimensionals and also this. And then I took a gray button from the Neutrals button pack and put some linen thread through it, tied a knot, and just stuck that on there like that. But there you have your faux tile with grout technique. Thanks for stopping by.